Hey guys, how's it going? I thought it might be a good time to do a study with me FAR edition. There may be several of these in a series because this exam has taken forever. I have been studying for FAR since mid-March, but I wouldn't say I was super serious with it until April. So it is now the second week. Okay, y'all, I have a calendar, but no days. How does that help? Literally no days on this thing. Just a month. I'm gonna have to get on that. Anyways, very behind in life. I think it's the second week of May, so yeah, I'm in unit 4 of FAR in Becker. There are 10 units, so I'm not even halfway yet, but it's fine. We're chugging right along. So today's study with me will be the very last module of unit 4. Let's see what we'll be talking about. There's 8 modules in unit 4. And we're gonna be talking about goodwill, including impairment. So this is what the topic will be on. Let me log in on my computer. Now I do believe this is a very short unit, so that's why I chose to do a study with me with it, so you guys don't have to wait 15 hours like some of these modules. The very first module of this unit, I think the lecture was 84 minutes long. 84 minutes, y'all, that's ridiculous. Took me 2 days to do it. I believe this one's like 15 minutes or something like that, I don't know. I've spent the entire day in Chattanooga, so I haven't gotten much studying done today. It is a Friday. I got work off today. I did do a module this morning, early this morning before I left for Chattanooga, and I just got back and I think it's 9 p.m. 8:45, so not quite 9. So we is on track, y'all. We is on track. So let's log in here and see what's going on. Is it gonna be Peter or is it gonna be Tim? I don't know. Let's see. Why do I sound constipated? Also, before studying, I always have to have something to drink. I think my tea is ready. Let's see. Isn't she a beauty? So I've got this giant heifer mug. Got some tea bags. Don't you just love that sound? This is a huge mug. That is very hot. OMG, my hands are burning. Let's not put it on that stove iron. Turn it off, you don't want to burn your house down. Listen, life lessons with heaven. Alrighty, look at my heifer mug that I got in New York City. Steaming up the place, it's getting foggy up in here. You don't want to set it on bare wood. What would y'all do without me? Always put it on a coaster. Okay, I'm just kidding. Back to studying. So here's my dashboard. What I hate is that it shows that I haven't completed audit reg or BEC because things keep getting updated, and when they update it says I'm not complete because I haven't done the updated version. I would rather these all be full and this say you have completed 3 of 4 sections. Becker, get on it. That really is a big pet peeve of mine. So if I go to FAR here, it says you've completed 3 of 13 steps. That is so discouraging. All right, module 8, 15-minute lecture, 20-minute skills practice, and only 8 questions MCQ. That's why I chose to do this for a study with me. It looks like it's Peter. Let's see what he has to say.
Mr. G took you through the consolidations. Gotta love it, man. Gotta love consolidations. I'm sure he emphasized, but boy, does that make for a good task-based simulation, right? You could just see all the different pieces of the puzzle and how that would make for a nice long problem.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Make sure you got that nailed down, okay?
No problem.
No significant influence, control, consolidating, all that good stuff.
Girl, why am I so yellow up in here? This is not flattering. I feel like I'm in a hotel. So before I study, I get my handy dandy highlighter and pen. I could use the Becker highlighter that everybody in America has. If you ever attended an event at your university, chances are you left with one of these suckers. Mine's actually dried up. It said it was gonna last all 4 exams, but they didn't know I was gonna be taking over 6. So it dried up, it's dead. So I'm gonna choose purple today because I'm feeling purpley. All right, y'all, let's do this thing, all right? Let's go. right, you guys, I just went through the lecture. It only took 16 minutes, so not bad at all. One of the shortest ones so far in FAR. So I chose a good one to sit down with you guys with. So next we're gonna do the skills practice, which is usually set up like a simulation problem, a task-based simulation, and they walk you through it step by step to make sure that you understand every concept that's being tested and not just the answer. So those are really good to spend time with to make sure you're answering things right for the right reason and not just because you guessed and you got it right. Also, guessing is not really applicable with task-based simulations. You kind of have to know what you're talking about because they're hardly ever multiple choice. So I'm gonna do that one real quick. So I'm not gonna be able to show you guys a lot of this due to copyright and I don't wanna be in trouble, but he is basically introducing the question we're going to do, and then he gives us a refresher of what we just learned, talking about the goodwill impairment. Now this one was only a minute and a half, or minute and a half, almost 2 minutes long. Usually they're about 5, 6, 10, 15. I've seen over a 20-minute one explaining it, but it just does a recap of the lecture itself. But anywho, this is the problem itself. It is very lengthy. These are all the facts. Then you go down here, and it looks like we're going to do a journal entry. There's some drop-down menus here. And that's it for this skills practice. Sometimes they're really long, and I can always tell down here, this says page 4 of 4. Sometimes it'll be like page 2 of 7, and then you know you're in for a long one. So luckily this one isn't as long. So let me do it real quick. All right, so I finished this one. I anticipate that I got all of these wrong, but hopefully that I got number 1 right. And I was correct. So I missed this one, and I missed the journal entry amounts. So I can click show and actually see my answers, or I can listen to his 7-minute explanation, which I will do.
All right, guys, you ready for a math example with some goodwill impairment?
All right, good news is I know exactly why I got that one wrong. I was going by the wrong fair value amount. Let's hope I don't do that on the exam. Anywho, let's go to our MCQs, multiple choice questions. There's only 8 in this unit, so this shouldn't take me too long, knock on wood. And let me knock them out real quick and see how I do. So I finished in literally only 6 minutes, which is a miracle. Also only missed 1. So you guys may think I'm balling, but that is the only time I have passed a quiz in the history of this exam. So I'm going to, in the history of studying, I should say. So I'm gonna go back over the one that I missed, which is, there's the right answer. All right, so I'm done with this module. All right, you guys, I just finished that module. It took me about, what, 45 minutes? Did I say I started at 8:45? It is 9:30, so not bad. Again, this is one of the shortest ones I have seen in FAR, so you guys kind of lucked out. Usually they take me about 3 to 5 hours to do one single module. And most of that being the multiple choice questions, because a lot of these have like 40 questions, and I don't just run through them. I really try to understand why I missed the ones that I missed, so I don't just like run through, get it done, and redo them and memorize the answers. I really am trying my best for this FAR exam to understand why I missed the ones that I missed. So that usually takes me the most amount of time. Also, again, with the skills practice, I do not take that lightly. I study really well learning the skills practice because they go over it with you every step of the way. So anyways, that is going to be the end of this little study with me module version. Since I just finished a unit, I just finished FAR 4 out of 10 with Becker. I think tomorrow I'm going to spend all day doing the 2 simulations. They both say 50 to 100 minutes, so those are on the shorter end. Usually they're like 80 plus 160 minutes or whatever. So I'm going to spend tomorrow doing the simulations. I may, depending on how I feel, get up and do another study with me simulation version / reviewing for a whole unit. So stay tuned for that. If I decide to do that, it really depends on my mood in the morning, and if I get up early and I feel dedicated and motivated. I'm not necessarily going to plan on it, but we'll see what happens. Also, when I study for a module, I used to, at the end of each module, I would take notes, like my own notes. So I started this really good with the very first unit. There's several pages of this where I took my own notes of what I thought was important to take away. Then I realized that takes way too long. Do you guys remember this notebook from like one of my YouTube videos like a year ago? I bought this just to be goofy, and now I'm stuck with it taking notes. So I literally pull this out at work, and I feel like a little 17-year-old girl. I don't know. More like 14. I don't. Anyways, But that was taking way too long to take notes for each module. FAR is already massively long and it's taking me forever to study for it. So it's not practical for me to spend extra time doing that because I don't really think it's gonna help that much. Considering the fact that by the time I actually finish the material and start reviewing from the very beginning, I'm going to do a really depth review through everything, and just reading random notes is really not going to help me. That's my own personal take on it. I did do that for the first 2 units, so I spent a lot of time making those notes, and then by unit 3 I was like, this is ridiculous, I'm not doing that. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and hopefully your study journey is going okay. Mine has been a very long process. Also, I keep going in, so in Becker, and probably with any study program, they have like an estimated study date for you, and mine keeps telling me to adjust. Right now it says you're on track, because I had to adjust it yesterday. So right now, let's see, this is today, and it says I'm in F4, so we're right on track because I'm going to finish F4 this weekend, and then I'm going to start F5 next week. So I am literally exactly on track. That's only because I adjusted it yesterday, so I kind of cheated. It has me estimated to take the exam July 19th, and that is literally doing 1 unit a week, and I just don't see that being completely practical because my sister is about to have a baby, so that's going to take some time. I'm going to want to visit the baby as soon as she's born, and that's kind of pushing it depending on how many modules are in each unit. Let's go ahead and look at F5 and see what we're getting ourselves into. Okay, there's 6 modules in unit 5. That's not bad at all. It's probably the shortest one so far. So that's actually possible to do in a week. So that one won't be bad. I keep going out. F7, ooh, pensions. This is pensions, y'all. That is for sure gonna take like 2 weeks to do. So it's not exactly practical for me to say that it's only taking me a week to do each unit. That was my goal, and I have stuck with it a lot of the time, but not all the time, because some of these units have like 9 modules. I think it's the longest that I've seen. And some of the modules take me 2 or 3 days to do on work days. If I work a 10-hour day and I only have like 2 hours in the evening to study, I can't get through a whole module. So you guys get the idea. But anyways, I've talked a lot and rambled. So hopefully this helped you if you're studying for FAR or any of the other CPA exams if you're about to study. That's kind of how I go through the material. I do it very chronological. Some people will listen to all the lectures for a whole unit, and then they go back through and they do all the skills practice, and then they do like hundreds of multiple choice questions. That's crazy to me. I don't see how that helps anybody, but you know, everyone's different. Everyone has their own way of studying, and it just works for you. You just got to kind of figure out what helps you learn. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and comment below any questions you guys have about studying. I have passed the other 3 exams. This is my last one, and I am almost halfway done with the material. Probably in like 10 or so days, maybe this time next week, I'll be halfway done. That would be pretty freaking exciting. Look how big this book is. Do you guys see this? Do you see how big this book is? It's freaking humongous. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.